Right, hello everybody and welcome back to the Twitch save. We are streaming this save on twitch.tv/IlsonCat Gaming, all one word. And I thought I'd give you an update of what's been happening. We were with Bognor Regis Town and we have found ourselves a new club halfway through the season. This is the end of that particular season and I just want to give you a quick review of what's been happening and well, how has it ended? Because it has ended pretty well, especially for me. So I'm pretty chuffed with it. But first of all, we'll get on with the Bognor Regis part of it. We had a pretty good transfer window to begin with. We signed quite a lot of players. We spent a little bit of money as well on a couple of players like Mitrovic, Ford. I mean, some of these players will mean nothing. We are in the season 2040-41. And we did let go of a few players as well to counteract. We didn't let go of that particular person though. We were gone by then. Ooh, spoiler. But never mind. There were some of the transfers that we did pick up. We spent 61,000 on this particular chap. He was literally a 4-5 star forward. And he didn't really put the ball in the net for us, which was really disappointing. I think he scored, well, he did score 10 goals. And that was the 10 goals he scored when I was here. So yeah, very disappointing. But Bognor Regis overall, they did finish 20th in the Vanarama, just escaping relegation. Thankfully, it wasn't me that guided them to that position. We may have stayed about mid-table. If we just have a look at the schedule then for when we was at Bognor, as you can see, we started off very, very sprightly. The friendlies we were unbeaten in, and we did start the Vanarama National pretty well as well. A couple of wins, few draws, and we're unbeaten up until we reached September, and then it just went very, very wrong. Defeat after defeat after defeat. The odd victory in there, not an awful lot to shout about, but we did struggle, especially with the money and the players that we've brought in. We expected a lot more from this team. We did find a little bit of form come the end of October. In the against Accrington, a nice 3-0. Ford, Cousins and Waters all scoring. Very, very good players as well, some of these guys. But again, then we took another dip in form. But we were unbeaten. We ground ourselves 4 wins out of the 6 games that you see here and 2 draws, including a win against Lincoln in the FA Cup first round replay. That was the highlight of the season, really. But after the win against Telford, which we had to come back from behind, that was a great result. We lost to Stourbridge, 35 minutes. Then we lost to Newport. It was just started to get worse. Boston, we lost 2-0. That game we should never have lost. But saying that, Boston were in the division above us. It took until the 11th of December where we played our last game, 1-1 against Woking. Enough was enough. We were looking at that point. We were looking precariously near the bottom of the table. We were comfortable. I think we were about 10 points off the bottom. But even so, we were just falling down by the wayside. We just couldn't pick ourselves up. And then the loss in the FA Cup to Boston was literally the nail in the coffin. We were all over them. To finish off Bognor's season, they didn't really recover. And as you can see, they just had an awful running. A lot of draws involved. Some wins, not an awful lot. But again, games they should have won, but they didn't. But they did finish a credible 20th. From last season, they should have done a lot better because we did finish at least halfway up the table, I think in the top half, I think it was. Last season we finished 14th. Pretty, not too bad, pretty standard. We thought, you know what, we've consolidated ourselves in the Vanarama. We can pick up from here with the new signings that we got. Which should have happened, but obviously it didn't matter. So hopefully they're going to continue investing, and they have got money in the bank. There's no two ways about it. We don't think we can go through majority of the players. Well, actually, we might be able to. Okay, let's just have a quick look at the players then for Bognor then. Lewington, ever-present, well, say ever-present, 37 games, not too bad. Everybody really playing. They had a couple of new ones. And Nelthorpe only managing 1 appearance. Same with George and Cronin as well. Goals, where did the goals come from? Simpson, again, 11 goals. Not an awful lot. It's not a team that wants to stay up at all. Andy Ford and Reed as well scoring their 2 forwards. We did adopt a 4-3-3 formation. It didn't go particularly well, but it went well enough to get us a good start. But after that, nothing at all. Assists again, Thompson, Akinshade, Simpson getting involved. And the averages appearances, one player, Stadler. That's it, a centre back who's only played 2 games and he only mustered a 7.25. Simpson 6.95, and he was literally their star player of the season. So that was very, very disappointing on their part. But enough about Bognor. We moved to another team and another division. We couldn't see Bognor ever getting up that division. I don't think they were willing to invest in the players, so hence we had to move along. And we've been with Bognor for quite a while, good 5-6 seasons I think it is, and we did particularly well. We've gone to the Vanarama, and I think that's pretty much where they'll stay unless they have a big investment in players and a manager that can take them there. So 15th of December we decided to move, we went to Colchester. Oh yes, Colchester, and as you can see, we finished off the season on an absolute high. We came in halfway through the season, they were languishing around about 11th, 12th position, and we drove them to the top of the table. What a fantastic bunch of lads, and we played a formation, and I think we may have only lost the 1 game using it. So if we just have a quick look at the fixtures. We came in round about here, 15th of December, filed. We lost 2-1. And then we changed formation. We played a 4-1-4-1 formation. And wow, apart from the Warsaw blip that we had, we couldn't recover from that, conceding that goal. But look at these results, absolutely amazing. Granted, they're not outstanding or they stand out a lot, but we beat the teams like Tranmere, we beat Bolton, Cambridge even, Bury. Wrexham we beat, I think we beat Wrexham a few times actually, I'm not sure. Wrexham we drew, we beat Luton. This formation was great. Ignore that 7-0. That was just a friendly. We had a 2-week break, so we had to get a game in there somewhere. But that was an absolute fantastic season. If we look at the season before, I don't know how well they did do, Colchester. But again, they were okay. They had a little bit of a run in there, and then they started to struggle, and then they picked up once again. And the job came available, and I decided to take it. So the first half of the season, they really struggled, and I think it was around about here that the board was starting to get restless to sack the manager, and in I came, the saviour of Colchester, as it were. But yeah, I was very, very pleased, and I'm very impressed with the formation that we did use. The tactics used was this formation. We used a sweeper keeper at the back on defend, 2 wing backs on support, 2 defenders centrally and defend, a DLP in the centre. Then we had 2 wingers on attack, 2 Mazzalas on support, pretty much mirroring either side, and then we had 1 pressing forward up front. And I tell you what, our lads were absolutely brilliant. And if we just take a look at some of the appearances as well, we'll start off with that. We're a right back, ever present. We had a Graham Smith who we've just recently sold as well, starting the new season, but we'll go through that on another review. Thomas and Graham Smith, rough, our forward. He is arguably our best player in the club, and as you can see, we had a couple of loanee players in. We brought them in towards the end of the transfer window in January, but when we came in December, they were in a mess. We got them out of it, and we've done relatively well. So if we have a look at the goals, then 18 goals by our star striker, absolutely phenomenal stuff. A couple of goals from the midfielder, wingers, all the way down here. Granted, not a lot of players did get involved, but you know what? It didn't really matter. We just had to do what we had to do, and I think they were quite happy to stay in mid-table, but you know what? We took them to the top of the table, and I was absolutely flabbergasted how we did it, and I wasn't panicking at all when we went behind, so that was a big difference. Assists 5 from Peel, Ruff, Bobbins, and everybody else. Absolutely excellent stuff. And if we just have a look at the average rating, not a lot to shout about, but we at least get 4 players on 7 and above. 272,000 in the bank. Don't forget, we've just finished the season, so money is coming in, and sponsorship money and everything else, and we are just slightly under the wage budget as well at this point. So yeah, it's a very good finish to the season, a season which sees us sitting or going to League Division 1. So we escaped out the Vanarama, even if it meant just changing clubs. We got into ourselves into League 2, and amazingly we won it. That was unexpected, I'm not going to lie. But then now we're in League One and we're getting ever closer to the Premiership. And the Premiership is the aim to trying to get a team. Well, our aim really is to win the Premiership. 26 wins. We actually ended up winning the most games apart from Kidderminster. If we just have a look at the preview, they were expected to finish 5th. And we took them up there, but we were down here when we first started. 26 wins, 9 draws, 11 losses. We lost 2 games. When did we lose to Bristol Rovers? Oh, I remember. Yeah, we did. Did we lose to Bristol Rovers? I think we did. I think it's a game that was rather annoying. Bristol Rovers were bottom at the time, but we lost to Bristol Rovers. So 3 games we lost when we came in, but only failed. We started off, we lost, then we went on that long run with just the 2 defeats, Walsall and Bristol Rovers, but just by the odd goal. 69 goals scored and 47 conceded. Yeah, we didn't concede many goals, which was a godsend as well, and we finished on 87 points. So League One is coming straight up. If you want to follow me on Twitch, then please go right ahead. Once again, it's twitch.tv/IlsonCatGaming. We're playing this save. It's a tier 10 to Premiership save. We've now managed to get to tier 3, the League Division 1. And if you want to come and support me on the channel, then please do. That will be very much appreciated. But this is where we are playing this save. So don't miss out just because it's not on YouTube. Go and have a look. It is a bunch of fun. We are creating something quite special now. And the community is building very, very quickly. If you enjoyed that quick little review and you want to follow, you know what to do. And until next time, guys, thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.